Right now, I am glad to be joined by another person who's been very special in my life. That is my father, the Cajun Cannon, the father of the Who Dat Nation. Cannon, what's up, man? How you feeling this morning?
Feeling good. It's kind of early for me, though. I'm kind of in the virus mode. I sleep in like I'm still in college.
Yeah, okay. Now let's be honest with our listeners here. You sleeping in, and look, you work 4 to 8. I get it, it's a late night, but you sleeping in. This is early, regardless of a pandemic or not.
It really is, but I've been a little lazier, I should say, since staying at home. A lot of people are working out at home. My workout is if I do anything. Oh, I went for a walk. What the hell's a walk? Oh yeah, I'm really gonna be in shape if I had to play these days.
Hey,
Yeah,
it's
so that's been exercise. So that's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah, it's I basically hit him with the guilt trip. I'm like, look, I just had a kid. You got to help me out here. You got to come on air, talk a little Saints, because our listeners they want to know. We so hour one, Dad, we talked to Jeff Duncan for a bit. We talked about the draft. What was your reaction to seeing the Saints take a center? I mean, all the LSU fans wanted to take Patrick Queen. What was your reaction to seeing the Saints take a center there in round one?
Well, they took a center, and I think it's really to try and provide depth. You might say depth. Yeah, the Saints are that good, and it's like Mickey Loomis said, and really throughout the draft, quality over quantity. He said it's hard to make our team. It's hard to make the Saints. And talking with Zach Street, the voice of the Saints, being in that offensive line meeting room, they're trying to light a fire under Larry Wolford. Last year, he did not come to camp like Sean Payton wanted him to be. Wasn't as maybe as much in shape, and then he got hurt in the latter part of the season, and he had a terrible game against the Vikings. He got
Yeah.
whooped in the playoffs, and that's a guy they're counting on. And he said, no, we drafted Caesar. Caesar's a starter. No, we haven't. That was to light a fire under Larry Warford. Listen, let me tell you, if Larry Warford's ready to roll, there's no way that Caesar could beat him out. He's making $8 million in a year and costs $12.5 million against the cap. I think if they cut him, he still would cost about. They would save, I want to say, almost $6 million, $5.5 million. But that was just to light a fire under Larry Warford. I truly believe that. Now, beyond 2020. I could see more. I think Caesar's more a pure center, and I could see them putting McCoy at right guard. And they paid Andrew Speed, so that's really their line. But the one guy I know they're going to pay, and every team would pay him, and he could start, I think, probably at both right or left tackle for any team is
Yeah.
Ryan Ramczyk.
Yeah.
That dude's getting 20+ million, a year. So I think that was the thinking with the center. Looking also now, but into the future, and just providing depth on the offensive line. And you look at Caesar; it's not chopped liver. I mean, he was the number one ranked center. As far as his pass blocking ability. I'm a Pro Football Focus fan, and he doesn't get beat. I mean, he's one guy, and they want Drew Brees to be able to step up in the pocket and everything. For instance. According to PFF, he went 6 straight games, weeks 8 to 14, without allowing one single pressure.
Damn.
And those games were against Ohio State, Notre Dame, Michigan State, Penn State.
Wow.
So T-Bob, you know that no pressure. I mean, and they can think of that. Okay, and so he was stout, and there's a rhyme or reason, boy. But I love the next two picks. I really love Zach Bond. A lot of people have Zach Bond, and T-Bob, I look at a dozen and a half, mock drafts, and they had him ranked right up there with Patrick Queen and a first rounder. So you talk about value. The Saints got a steal in Zach Bond, and then you throw in the tight end, Adam Troutman.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, he might be
With 4 picks, you give up 4 picks for him.
And very Jimmy Graham-like, I'm telling you, but could block better. How about this? He can run block. I mean, I know we don't look at Dayton. We look at them maybe making the Final Four and winning a national championship, which the March Madness we didn't have. But I'm telling you, I really like those picks. I even like the reach when you say in round 7. How about that? With Tommy Stevens. Tommy Stevens?
Yeah,
People look at that.
explain this real quick because I actually had to call you to figure this out because, yeah, I was one of the people that did not understand why they went after Tommy Stevens.
They ain't even worried about Tommy Stevens throwing a forward pass. I'm telling you, at 6'5", he told me right now. I talked to him yesterday. He's up to 250. He's 6'5", 250.
Damn.
And I don't know if it's hand time, whatever. But he said he ran like a 4.5 40. And so all I know is Sean Payton's looking at him as an athlete, and he says, "Look, I'm going to do whatever they ask me to do." I want to say he was an all-state free safety. He's kind of the we're going to have the new Taysom Hill with the Saints before another team gets a Taysom Hill. You know, the copycat league, everybody's trying to get a player like Taysom Hill. Well, the Saints might have the poor man's Taysom Hill, considering Taysom getting $16 million guaranteed. But you have to realize that, look, Penn State and Mississippi State, that he rushed for nearly 900 yards. He had 12 touchdowns. He averaged 5.6 yards a carry. He also had 14 catches, 2 receiving touchdowns. Sean Payton looks at that. And Sean Payton says, he said, look, I'm ready to go down on kickoff coverage. How many pure quarterbacks ever say that? Now, he knows he wants to play in the NFL, and his dad he said he comes from a very athletic family. They're big people, and, he was actually never really wanted to play quarterback. They had him on defense, and he said, okay, I'll play quarterback. He just did whatever the team wanted him to do, and I think Sean Payton looks at this guy, like I said, could be a poor man's Taysom Hill, and to be given an opportunity, since I think Taysom's probably going to take less reps on special teams, and I could see him, being more on the offensive side. But if I look at this is the numbers you got to look for in the future. That Taysom Hill was on the field for 241 offensive snaps and 287 special team snaps. That's excluding the playoffs. Now, I don't think the numbers are necessarily going to flip. I think it's going to be less special teams. But I could see him, instead of averaging like 15 offensive snaps a game, is going to be between 20 and 25.
Yeah, got to be.
I think that's the route they're going with Taysom. And when I talked to him, he says basically the plan is that his special teams usage will be limited and more emphasis will be placed on the quarterback position. And Drew won't have a problem with that. Drew's trying to win a damn Super Bowl. He doesn't care, as well as ways to, involve him in other parts of the offense, in the slot and all that kind of stuff. So, listen, the Saints are in it to win it now, and the window of opportunity is still there. And I remember right after the Super Bowl, even Las Vegas, and really the month before everything shut down, the Saints are right up there with the 49ers. You look who's favored in the NFC to go to Super Bowl. The Saints are still right there, and they'll have that opportunity.
I know we talked about Larry Warford in the guard position, but I did want to go back to the offensive line talk and ask about Nick Easton, because that's a guy that came in last year, and we all know what his salary is, but he came in last year and we didn't notice him, and I mean that in a positive manner. What happens with Nick Easton now that you do go and get another interior lineman?
They look at Nick Easton. We were all like, man, they paid that guy $4 million.
Yeah.
But we looked at him as far as a great plug-and-play guy. When Andrews P. went out, he held his own. So I think the value, you have to look at the value. You hear Mike Detillier say it all the time. Well, the value really is a good deal at $4 million a year. Because when they put him in there, he did his job. And so I think because he's really not costing the team anything, he's still going to be there to provide depth and can play center or guard, and guard or center. Last year at this time, we were like, well, he's going to compete with McCoy, who's going to be the starting center. And they got to see if McCoy can handle it just coming out of college. And he was able to, but they were ready to put him at center. I think he's a better guard than center, but I think he can do both. But it's really just another insurance policy. The Saints got all these insurance policies that they don't want to have to cash in, but if they do, they're not going to miss a beat. And One of those is Jameis Winston.
Yeah.
It was like, Jameis Winston, why would you bring Jameis Winston to the Saints? Are you kidding me? Why not? I mean, you in a strong locker room. You're going to be in the greatest quarterback meeting room. I mean, it's like it's the same thing as Teddy Bridgewater, but the guy has more experience.
Yeah.
I mean, he's far more accomplished than any other team's third option at quarterback, and you might even argue second. I mean, think about this in the NFC South, all the experience. He has played a total of 27 played 27 games, 9 against the Saints, 9 against the Falcons, 9 against the Panthers. And if you look at the Saints have handled him. That's been his worst completion percentage. I'm looking, he's like 58%, but he's thrown for over 2,000 yards, and he went 3-6 against the Saints. But then you look at him, those numbers are way worse compared to when you look at the other NFC South, where against Carolina he was 61% completion, right at 2,500 yards, and really against Carolina, 2,500 yards again, but 66 completion percentage. So now you got to protect the football and all that, but I'm interested to see the 1-year terms as far as is going to be very favorable to the Saints. And who knows, James Winston might not even touch the field. You know, that would be. I hope he doesn't. I mean, Drew Brees probably is just hurt. What happened with Teddy Bridgewater, but he's banking on, if I get an opportunity to have success with the Saints, then I can parlay that and go with another team and reboot my career. But come on, if fans don't trust Sean Payton and Jameis Winston, they ain't putting up with Jameis Winston's crap. He's gonna be on board, or he got to go, and they won't have that much invested in him, or they could be worried about, that he has too much power and all that. But I just think it's a great move, and again, another insurance policy bringing in Winston that you hope you don't cash in on.
Yeah, and it seems like with everything riding on this year, like why not try to make yourself as injury-proof as possible? We're talking to my father, the Cajun Cannon, founding father of the Who Dat Nation. Catch him on Sports Today, each and every day, 4 to 8 over there at WWL. I want to ask you more of a general quarterback question. I want to ask you, I want you to put yourself in Aaron Rodgers' shoes. Listen to this stat. This comes from Cole Kubelik, Jacob's guy. This is career touchdown passes to first-round picks. Drew Brees, so 104 touchdowns to first-round picks. Brady, 105. Peyton Manning, 293. Favre, 127. Aaron Rodgers has thrown one touchdown pass to a first-round pick in his career. It was Mercedes Lewis in 2019. And then this year you have the Packers following a 13-3 season. They go and draft a quarterback, trade up. So you have to quarterback in round number 1. Where would your head be at if you were Aaron Rodgers with the Packers right now?
Man, well, my head would be at, man, I'm getting paid. I'm rich. Now, and look at him. He already won a Super Bowl. I know he wants to win that second Super Bowl, but no, that he could be ticked off because they haven't gotten him the weapons. Listen, I'm a Jordan Love fan. Look, they went from Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers, and Brett Favre wasn't helping Aaron Rodgers develop. Aaron Rodgers might look at Jordan Love like, man, I'm gonna give you a little taste of the medicine I had with Brett Favre.
Yeah.
But listen, you could draft Jordan Love, and that's telling me though that Aaron Rodgers not going anywhere. But that doesn't mean he's gonna be a Packer for life. Look at Brett Favre went to the Jets and Vikings. I can see look at Tom Brady, Joe Montana. I can see Aaron Rodgers definitely not finishing his career with the Packers. But now, if you want to get Jordan Love, you got to address the wide receiver position somehow. I think I don't like the scene. I think he's actually going to be playing with Joe Burrow, T. Higgins, from Clemson. I think that'd have been a good pick for Aaron Rodgers, but I don't feel too sorry for him because he can't be too much of a prima donna. You just got to go out there and fight and be the best you could be. Because listen, if it doesn't work out in Green Bay, I'm sure a number of other organizations will give him a chance to be their man.
Hey, so how's the founding father feeling about Gronk and Brady in Tampa in the division? Is the Who Dat Nation a little scared? What's the deal?
We're not scared, but Tampa Bay's relevant. Hey, man, I think it's great football. I hope we can have fans in the stands. If you look at it from a national perspective, they've been trying to get Tom Brady and Drew Brees in the Super Bowl for a number of years. Well, now you're going to get it for sure twice a year, and you might get it 4 times if you look at 2020 and 2021. No, listen. You might say, oh, Gronkowski hasn't played and this and that and all. Like, what? Man, you don't think they're on the same page? They can look at each other and know what each other's expecting. So, no, I think bad for the Saints, but the Saints are stepping up. We're not afraid of the Bucs. They got to prove it. We're still the best team in the NFC South. I really think that I like a little bit of the draft. That I think they're going to have 3 teams coming out the NFC South make the playoffs.
Wow.
If you look last year, like just expanded playoffs in the NFC West, you would have had the 49ers, Seahawks, and the Rams. Well, I think the Falcons are going to bounce back. They're the most underachieving team. Look, they beat the Saints. They won at San Francisco.
Yeah.
Went to the Super Bowl. So I can see Saints, Tampa Bay, Falcons all in the playoffs. And if you're a Tampa Bay, if you're a Bucs fan, you got to at least expect them to be in the playoffs. I think they're a playoff team finally. Now, they haven't won anything in basically almost 2 decades since Gruden was there. But they could be a playoff team, but the Saints are going to the Super Bowl. So, I mean, that's the outlook.
There he is, my father, Bobby Hebert, Cajun Cannon, founding father of the Who Dat Nation. Dad, thanks so much for waking up early with us, man. And your granddaughter cannot wait to meet you on Friday now that everybody's been quarantined and ready to roll.
Well, T-Bob, when you called me, well, I think you probably might have been 11 or midnight. It was late last night, and like coming on this morning, I was going to tell you that, I have to be kind to him. He just had a baby, and I know he's got enough hours in the day. So yeah, I knew you knew the right time to call me.
It's all about leverage. It's like how Andrews got all that money. I had a little leverage thanks to the new baby. All right, Dad.
Yeah, and then plus a little lanyard. If you'd have told me that, listen, Jacob Hess's could be on with me, then I would have got up for him too. So
I know. Look,
I wanted to ask him about Toledo Bend fishing holes, but y'all didn't allow me to get to that question.
Yeah, Jacob's always trying to get me to recognize my 318 roots.
Yes.
Look, my dad loved Evangel. Okay, he wanted to send me to Evangel back in the day.
I know. What could have been?
Let's go to Toledo Bend and put T-Bob at Evangel. They even sent me some Evangel stickers and stuff. Remember T-Bob?
Yes.
And at the Lake House, we have Evangel stickers in the boys' room. And
Brock Berlin.
It's all about winning programs. You know, hey, how can you not want to? If you're winning, how can you not want to go to Evangel? John Curtis, come on, hello.
There we go. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about.
All right, Dad, take it easy. Have a good one. I'll see you Friday.
All right, take care. Talk to y'all later. Goodbye.